Well, we're here.
We are here. Yes.
Are we here?
It's Tuesday night.
And for the first time in I don't know and how long, Lee did not fuck up the intro music. So good job, Lee.
Good job, Lee.
Thanks.
We had to use sneaky tactics to make sure that he couldn't fuck up the intro this time.
I really just didn't feel like doing it this one.
No. We're gonna take credit for this. We did this.
This
is our brilliance that got you here.
Fine. You guys can have the credit. I'll take it for what it is.
Well, anyways, I'm your host, Rick, better known as him, they. Lee's here. Dusty's online.
Are we for real calling you that now or no?
And Gregus.
Gregus is here.
Gregus is here.
So Rick, are you him day from Starfield?
Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
how was your him day experience at Starfield so far?
Excellent. I'm an old man with tits, and I'm trying to make out with every single thing. I fucked an alien.
Did you really?
Can you even do that?
Yeah, I gave a reach around to one, and I'm just doing everything that I can that's obscene. No, you can't do any of that.
Is that actually
like, what's my name? And it was like, herm there.
No, it's fucking Fallout in space. It's great, but no. That's all it is.
So is the one dude who made that TikTok blowing Starfield, which by the way, I guess we should go back. Like Starfield has been like the most anticipated game. It's the first like new world Bethesda game in what decades, I think.
25 years. First new universe.
So all the Uber RPG nerds and Bethesda lovers, and of course Xbox purchased Bethesda. Lovers. Yes.
So, not to mention Bethesda handles God, now I can't say it. Skyrim and Fallout. Those are their two big universes.
Yes.
Right.
Bethesda. Yes.
Yeah.
So this has been most anticipated game in decades. And the game actually, it's not even really, it comes out on January 6th. Or January 6th. Hello. September 6th. Wow, I'm batting 1,000 right now.
It's only our 28th show.
Totally not ready.
30 shows ago.
My bad. Yeah, I mean, Starfield stormed the Capitol and everything. It was crazy. But but it's out for pre-release for people who, pre-ordered it and got the Uber Premium Edition. And a couple people are losing their shit because they're already saying that this game is too woke and it shouldn't be appropriate in a video game. What say you, Rick?
Because it has, which is funny. So I've been playing the game, and a couple days later is when we start hearing about
it didn't come out yet.
Tiny leopard. No, this has been out. I don't know. Did you listen?
I just covered this.
If you paid for the Uber Super Duper,
I literally just covered this.
You were able to play
30 seconds ago. Okay. Duper.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Duper?
I explained it. Move on.
He's preparing his major talking points, so he's not listening to us. He's just waiting to go blah 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 blah.
Like I'm not gonna lie. Like you guys lose me when you guys start talking.
For the dupers of the world, I'll re-say it. Okay, the game officially releases on September 6th. However,
how many days ago was that though, Greg?
For pre-release for the past 5 days since September 1st, for those who pre-ordered and got like the premium edition. So that will be
for the listeners. How long has the game already been out?
A week. 4 days.
A week for the premium.
4 days. All right.
Yes. Right. So anyway, the whole point was those of us that were playing it really didn't have any idea that there was anything wrong with this, because when I pay money to play a game and immerse myself, I'm actually going to look and see how I can have a good time with it and not try to find something to be upset about. Apparently, at the beginning when you create your character, which my character is fucking amazing, but when you create your character, there was a checkbox. You had 3 boxes. It was your pronouns. You could be a male, a female, or a they, them. That was it. But that is enough. It's so woke, this game that they spent 20 years making. They've ruined any of the gameplay, because at the beginning there are 3 checkboxes to check your pronouns, and they're losing their shit. It's amazing.
Do you think the pronouns were there from the start?
What?
You think the pronouns were there 20 years ago?
The pronouns were there for sure. In Skyrim, you could do whatever the fuck you wanted. I remember that. And actually, the last Fallout, you could do some random shit too. Yeah, it's been there forever. And it's not just this game. Literally every game franchise has pronouns. You can make your guy with a dick and tits and this and that. You can do whatever you want, because it's a video game. It's not real life, and we're not storming a Capitol. So who fucking cares? Like,
yeah, Rick does have a point. Like like character creation has been in games for at least what 30, 35 years.
No,
So-
well, no,
so-
35 years. You're going back to Super Nintendo, so it's more like
dude, it's
PlayStation
2023
ones.
right now, bro. I mean,
Yeah. Did you ever play Excite Bike?
Yes.
You didn't see where you could put your pronouns in
Yeah.
Excite Bike?
You know?
You create your own tracks and stuff, man. It was
Okay,
like-
so okay,
that's
20
NES,
years
bro.
at least. 20
I would
years
say
at least.
20 years is
you know?
fair. It's probably closer to 25 because I remember in PlayStation 1 when the RPG started coming out, you could do the character creation. It got really big with PlayStation 2 when you got into like different Final Fantasies, obviously the Bethesda games, the first Elder Scrolls. You could do that shit. First Fallout.
Dude, in
Didn't they
Fable.
even have it? Well,
Fable.
they have what? Fable?
Fable was the
Oh,
same
yeah.
way.
Fable was that. They had fighting games, right? I mean, just look at like fucking Wii, Nintendo Wii, when you started making your Amiibos or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You had a chick with a beard and a hair, the pretty haircut, and everybody does it. It's been around forever. It's just fucking hate baiting. That's all it seems like it is to me. But anyway, so I'm gonna be him, they, to make all of them happy, and I'll probably change it next week. And I'll forever have a different pronoun. I appreciate.
Next week, are you going to come on with bigger tits than what you have already?
Yes.
You might.
And I want you to know my character has a vagina and a penis in
Oh,
Starfield.
both. Oh, you're fancy.
Well, you know what? Go fuck yourself, dude.
I will, and the aliens,
Damn.
because that's what the game's about. Fucking aliens.
So is this like Captain Kirk?
Yeah,
Star Trek?
he's just every green alien he can find, Hooper.
This game doesn't seem appealing to me. I mean, even minus the woke shit. Like, this just
Honestly, I feel like this is a niche game. Now
Yeah.
that I've played it like 10 hours, I like it, but I really like Fallout, right?
Yeah.
And I see what Bethesda did, and you could see the care there's a lot of detail in it.
Just a lot of orgies or what?
So many. Like
I
when
love-
the
it's like a
practice
video-
stuff happens, like
It's like a video
everywhere.
game version of Burning Man or what?
Yeah, it's just
Like,
Burning
but if
Man.
you get half an inch of rain, it's over.
What is wrong with people in Nevada? Like Jesus Christ,
Dude, it's y'all, it's you Californians from San Francisco coming up here, and they just lost their shit.
holy shit! You heard
What?
about Chris Rock and Diplo, right?
I don't know who Diplo is. I heard about that. The only Diplo I know is like the Lego blocks, and I'm not entirely
Duplo.
sure. I'm not entirely sure why it matters so much that they got out of there.
So yeah, that guy. Yeah, they
Like, was it the Red Bunny or what? I still don't understand that.
what is he? Duper or Lee? I'm sorry, not Duper. Lee, you're the youngest. You're the millennial here, the true.
Oh,
one.
okay.
What's Diplo?
He's a DJ.
Oh, okay, so he spins the records.
Spins the records. No, man, he presses buttons and dances on stage.
Okay, so him and Chris Rock, they wanted to get the fuck out of there once they realized there was a problem. So they walked. I think it was someone said something like 6 miles. That's where I
5
read
miles.
somewhere, right?
5
miles?
Uphill both ways in the
And then they jumped into somebody's truck and got out of there, like offered him. But the crazy part about this, I don't know. Did you hear about the organizers of Burning Man? They were trying to send updates by the internet at Burning Man, so everybody wasn't getting any kind of. They didn't know what the fuck was going on or how to deal with it. And they're like, "Don't worry, we've got this under control." Nobody has service in the middle of a fucking Nevada desert, and that's the whole point of Burning Man, right? It's to get away from the establishment and technology and all that bullshit and be primal.
And just spent a lot of time in the orgy dome. That's it.
Is there
Yeah.
an
The
orgy
Herpy
dome?
dome,
Really?
you mean?
Yeah, there's a dome just for orgies. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
see
God.
I see
Apparently
the
the
trend.
wait
that-
is a few hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, do people just replenish themselves? They
Wait a
just come in
second.
and out all
Do
the
the math
time,
on
or
that. 60 minutes in an hour usually takes a guy about 3 minutes. So that's 20 people. It's 40
Yeah.
if there's 2 of them. 40 people an hour, and you said the wait was hours?
But I don't know. I'm exaggerating slightly. I heard that.
Can you
the wait
imagine
was
how
like
much
an
of a
hour.
mess it is in there?
Dude, I don't know. There's at least half an inch of cum in there.
You would think they couldn't drive out of
there's
that.
probably more than that.
Like,
Wheels
Yeah.
getting stuck?
good luck walking through that. That's a mess.
So, have any of you been to Burning Man?
No.
No, why would I go to that?
I'm just asking, I don't know
Consider
what
Of
you did in
all
your
people
youth.
you're asking.
I don't know what you did in your youth, and Rick likes music festivals. So I
Quite
don't know if
honestly,
you went
I would
one
like to
time.
go to Burning Man one year. I
Yeah.
have always had that on one of my
So
goals.
I don't
But
get how
now it
they're.
is. Now that
how-
you know about the dome, he's like, oh,
Oh, he's like, oh, I'm
100%.
so there.
Are
you
there
know.
space aliens there? I mean,
Yeah, but the Him Day Orgy Dome over this
yeah,
way.
there you go.
I just
it
don't get
seems
like
Go ahead.
I don't know, I'll just say, so it's like a hippie festival, right? So,
Mhm.
and they're all
Semi.
about conservation and this and that, whatever, but yet they spend thousands of dollars to build this fucking big ass fucking dude made of wood
Mhm.
and to burn him down. Like,
Yeah.
how environmentally conscious is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
and,
question
like the
every
whole
year.
thing started off as like anti-corporate and very communist, and then during this entire ordeal, you kind of learn how socialism really doesn't work.
Communism.
Because
This was a commune. This wasn't
yeah, but
socialism.
those people in there, like as
Yeah.
soon as things got rough, they're like, "My food, no, go
Oh,
piss
dude.
off." And
Did
then the
you
RV,
like there were
the
people
RV
that
owners was like, "No, stay out."
there was like fights like as soon as
Yeah.
like they started figuring it out, like there were huge fights. The train of cars trying to get out when they could still was 4.5 miles long, 10 fucking rows wide, and they got stuck in those
That's
cars.
a lot of people out there, right? There's
Yeah.
what 74,000 people or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
So everybody tried it that way. And then the people that did have a little bit of extra water were like, it turned into fucking Mad Max. I guess people were like all over the place. Like literally they keep describing it like Mad Max. So yeah, communism doesn't really work in those little communes when you don't have infrastructure, huh, bitch? Like think about that.
Tough time for those kids.
And then yeah, the whole thing is all those people, they were waiting to see what the organizers were going to do, right? Because you would think they create the infrastructure for this, but you have these problems everywhere, right? There was something in New York recently. They had a big concert and that turned into a huge problem, where people were hurt. These things where when you get a bunch of human beings in one area, we don't really react well when it doesn't go smoothly. I mean, to be honest, you hear about the person that was trampled in, was that Mexico last year? On the there was a
yeah,
rush.
I keep up on your old news.
Okay, so yeah, I just remember it from last year, but it started raining, so everybody started a mob to kind of run away from a fire that started. And the one road in and out was this alley, and it was on a huge incline. And because it was wet, people were slipping, and they all got trampled. Like 20 people died. Maybe that was Italy, but I remember that last year. But just, I mean, I don't know, wherever there's a bunch of fucking people.
Antarctica.
Maybe that was the green aliens on Mars.
I don't remember where it was. It was a year ago. I'm fucking spitballing on that one. But my point is, people don't work well unless you have infrastructure in place to be able to keep them fucking calm. Look at fucking Woodstock '99.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Woodstock '99, like the biggest fucking disaster fucking music festival ever.
Was it? Because Fry, remember? We're forgetting about Fry
Fire.
Festival.
You mean
Fire.
Firefest?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, well, technically that never happened. So I don't know if you can consider
people
that.
People landed though. People were there.
Yeah, there was a couple thousand people there.
But nobody, like, there was no performers or anything. They got there and they're like, "Oh, we got screwed."
Yeah, which kind of makes it the worst concert ever. Like when you show up for a concert,
but
it's
I mean,
like,
Woodstock '99, they ran out of fucking food. They ran out of water. It was raining. People were girls were getting raped left and fucking right.
Yeah.
Fucking
the security guards didn't give a shit.
Limp Bizkit went on and they started a fucking riot. Like,
so you can't
just think
blame
about
this
that.
all on Limp Bizkit. Like they're 3 days into this fucking thing that was poorly planned.
They incited it. Damn it! They're Trump January 6th.
Oh Lord.
They were just fucking angry.
Give them 22 years.
You know.
I don't know. I don't blame them. Fred Durst, it's not your fault, man. No. Although that was a great fucking show. I remember we got the pay-per-view for that. Like I remember paying for the pay-per-view so that I could see all the bands and watch it from home safely.
I did not.
Across the country.
I did not do that.
Dude, Woodstock '99 was actually like the lineup alone.
Yeah,
insane.
the lineup was good. And they actually performed.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
You don't remember this?
No, I'm just looking forward to the Netflix documentary on this.
I'm sure there'll be one.
Yeah.
Were they allowed cameras at Burning Man? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like self-recorded video and stuff.
Oh.
They're gonna have to shift through all that.
Yeah, like the reservation police, like mowing down like the
protesters
on the road. Yeah.
I mean, for a bunch of people that hate like social media or technology, they post a lot to social media.
Fuck you, Zuckerberg. Anyways, catch me on my next stream, guys.
You know, the only thing that surprised me was like Chris Rock's old ass being there. You know, like.
Dude, I hear about a lot of older people that go to experience it one time in their life, like 50s, 60s.
The age group is definitely increasing in that because it's expensive to go now.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's
not.
because the orgy tent. I mean, fuck, you'd probably go too. Duper.
Mm,
Need them.
cue them.
You know?
Speaking of emergencies, though, like, so do you guys remember back in the 80s, there was that song that came out, Real to World?
Yes.
You
Yes.
remember that? And like everybody, like, I remember everybody banding together for that, right? Like, it was like this big moment.
Yeah, it was
Everybody
Live
was
Aid.
like,
Yeah.
right, it was like big.
Yeah.
Today, have you heard about the People's Fund of Maui?
Is Tay Tay doing it?
No,
Oh.
that's the Rock and Oprah. So the
Oh.
Rock and Oprah, they've started a charity or a fund where people can donate money for the victims of the fire out there in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
But social media has turned against them hard, man. Like everybody is so mad at them because they're trying to raise money, but nobody trusts these celebrities because Oprah has hired extra security to keep, trespassers away from her house, and people don't trust them because they're like, okay, you guys could rebuild this city with your own funds, and here you are asking us for money. It's kind of weird that the shift has happened from the 80s to today, where it's like, dude, how dare you ask for money? I don't. You guys haven't even heard about this?
So has anybody asked if Oprah and The Rock have donated money already? And
They
how much
each
they've
put
donated?
They each put in $5 million each.
Okay,
to
then
start the thing.
that's pretty
But
significant, I think. Don't you
the
think?
rumors are that money just goes to start the fund. None of that money goes to the Maui residents, and it's
So
actually
what does
a
that
tax,
Paying for
mean,
the
start the
infrastructure to
fund?
collect.
and it's a tax write off at the end of the day. So
Well,
they're just
yeah,
gonna
it's
make
always
money
going to
off
be a
of it.
tax
I mean, it would be a
write-off.
tax write-off to anybody that donates, anyways.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, really, they haven't done anything.
Well, I mean, anybody can write off the money that they donate to that. So that's not. Here's the thing. I think that there are certain celebrities now where, yeah, you trust them, and some you don't, right? And we are a little ass backwards on that these days, on who we trust and who we don't. I don't know. Do you trust Oprah?
No, not at all.
You don't
No.
trust Oprah?
Well, because in this
It
scenario,
depends.
right?
If I'm in her audience, I trust her to give me something good under my seat.
But you got this huge amount of people who are just displaced. They have no home. Everything's burnt down. They have nothing out there. She's got this mansion with acres and acres of land. I mean, I like to think that if I was a celebrity in that position, I would open my doors up to those people.
Do we
I
know
like to
for
think
sure
that.
she hasn't opened her doors?
Yes, she hired extra security to keep people off the grounds. Like, first off, I would clear the mansion. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
I
Take
would
all the
clear out-
valuables out.
Yeah, right. Like all the artwork, all that stuff. I would put that in safekeeping, and then I would like to open my doors up. That's what I like to think that I would do in that scenario.
I see it. I see what you're saying. That's a valid criticism. What's The Rock done?
Just right. He's not done anything besides this people's fund.
So one thing I'm curious about, and it's not just from this, but there's been a lot of hate for The Rock in the last couple of years, right?
Well, not a couple of years. It really has been like the past year.
Okay, so yeah, but
Right,
I've
yeah.
noticed like there's just a lot of backlash to him. Well, what did he do?
I think he just pissed some people off in Hollywood. I think that there's cliques out there, and if you're not in that clique, then they will ostracize you, and they'll do it through the media.
Well, is it that, or is it because literally The Rock is everywhere? He's like Kevin Hart. Like the both of them are literally on like every network, every fucking commercial, every fucking show. I think NBC has exclusive contracts where there's like a new Rock show or two every year. So is it maybe because people are getting oversaturated with him?
It could
And
be
he-
that, and then he also kind of got a big head, like with the Black Adam movie, right? So he really had a lot of control over that. Really did what he wanted with that movie. But I mean, he's that big of a star that
Well,
he
yeah,
should
but
be able to
he's-
do some
for
of
the
that.
record,
If it wouldn't have been him, it wouldn't have happened, right?
yeah, and
Right.
Black Adam actually was probably one of the better of the DC movies.
It was. It
So-
wasn't horrible. I'll say that.
Yeah, it wasn't
I enjoyed
terrible. It wasn't Blue Beetle, but it was good.
I haven't seen Blue Beetle.
I liked it. I like Blue Beetle.
I heard Blue Beetle was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, but
I,
that's what I've heard.
If you go in with the expectation that it's just going to be okay, you're going to come out and be like, God damn, that was actually pretty good.
And that's sad for all DC movies, ain't it?
Yeah, no, but I mean, legitimately, I think it was as good. Remember, the first Wonder Woman was pretty decent, right? And
That
then,
was still, I think, the best one out of the bunch.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
so this one
It was
is
good.
on par with that to me.
Okay.
So
And that's saying a lot, actually, for DC. If it
I
was
think
on
that
par with Wonder
I
Woman.
honestly liked it more than Man of Steel, and that was my favorite.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, obviously not Wonder Woman 1984 because that was like the
that was the
worst
hottest piece of
movie.
fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I'd fight people for that. Oh, Lee's already done. I shouldn't have even mentioned Wonder Woman. My bad, Lee.
Oh, I
There you
got
go.
it.
He walked away.
We're gonna preview something, but when Lee gets back, I got a big story for you guys.
I
He-
actually
he
have a
might
story I
get
want to bring up
excited.
before that. Don't preview it. Let me bring
Okay.
up what I wanted to talk about because this is crazy. Do you guys remember? I want to say it was like 2020 or 1999 or something like that. Everybody was going to do a Naruto run against Area 51 and crash the gates.
Yes.
Okay, you remember the Naruto run?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what they called it? The Naruto?
Yeah, they
Like
have
the
you ever seen
anime
Naruto run? He
Naruto?
runs with his arms behind his back, all yeah, like that's why.
Stupid.
So they were gonna. Anyways, so you knew they were gonna crash the gates. Well, it turns out, as reported by the Wall Street Journal today,
As a recording.
the Chinese have been sending Chinese nationals to crash gates into U.S. military sites. And there's multiple incidents now, like and they're doing it like trying to be like, oh, we're just tourists. So they're in New Mexico. They now, of course, it just says they wound up on a missile range, but the only missile range out there is White Sands.
White Sands. Yeah.
So they're out in the middle of White Sands doing whatever they're doing. They were scuba diving. Chinese
White
nationals were
Sands is
scuba diving at a
huge.
rocket site in Florida.
White Sands is a huge military base.
It's giant. It's huge.
It's huge. So huge.
They're the Chinese the Chinese nationals are using Google Maps and setting their directions to go to a McDonald's or a Burger King on the base, and then using that as an excuse so that they can get in. There are some incidents of them actually crashing the gate to try and get in. In Alaska, I guess, there was this huge incident where they like a busload of these fucking Chinese nationals showed up saying they had a reservation for the base hotel, and they're like, we're getting on this base, and they had like fucking fake reservations for it. But apparently this is happening all over our country, but they keep trying to, whatever they learn, whatever they see while they're there and in custody or on the bases, they're sending it back to the Chinese government, and there's proof of that now.
So
It is America, right?
So who is letting them on these bases? Because like back in my day in the military,
Yeah.
like for somebody to come and visit like the base, like I damn near had to go meet them at the front.
Yeah.
Give them all my information, get all your information.
Yeah.
And then like, dictate like,
Post
what they had to
9/11.
do and
Post 9/11.
Huh?
Post 9/11. Before that, a lot of bases were open. You could just drive right on.
So you're saying that we've reverted back to a pre 9/11 world on military bases?
No, I don't think that's true at all.
So that's what I'm saying. It's
So-
like there has to be some, like you can't just go to a military base and be like, let me in, I want to go eat at McDonald's, or it's actually Burger King.
We have some
And,
we have some
and-
experience with White Sands, so it's funny that they bring that up.
Mm.
I have some experience with White Sands. My wife does too because of her sweet ass job. It's near White Sands. It's very locked down, but it's so huge. How hard is it to break down a fence, fucking 50 miles away from a gate, and then just get out there on the lake bed and try and get to something? Now, I guarantee you they didn't get
So
close to anything.
I was sitting here and I was wondering what are they trying to do? There's no reason to just do
Surveillance.
that without a reason. No, I think that they're looking for weaknesses.
Could be
So
that too.
I would bet that they have gotten through, and those are the ones we don't know about. These are just
so-
the ones getting caught.
covertly going in and breaching the gate of a military base is different than going to the front gate and trying to get into the front gate, right? Like anybody can go to,
But
I can go to
they're
the front
testing.
gate.
They're testing it. The
Yeah, you're right.
barbarians are at the gate. That's it. They're
Yeah.
testing where the weakness is. Where's the crack within the defense that they can come through in?
Greg, you work for a bus station. Don't they try to figure out how they can get, sabotage a Greyhound? Don't you guys go through kind of like
Yes, absolutely. There's
shit?
extensive training on, counter surveillance and insider threat and, all that stuff. But here's the thing, right? Like I can't see, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Like, yes, you can look
Yes.
at for vulnerabilities, but there's nothing that I guarantee you that those intelligence agencies don't already know about our military forces.
Maybe.
Guarantee it. I
Maybe.
guarantee you, just like we know, or I'm assuming, I don't know for certain, I don't work in the intelligence field, but I'm assuming
Obviously.
that our intelligence.
No, you're too smart for that. That's a compliment, buddy.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. but just like I'm assuming we know a lot about all of our foreign neighbors' militaries, they know just about the same amount from us. They may not know every little thing, but you know, they know enough, right? And I mean, why would they want that unless they're trying to do something, right? Whether that's steal intel.
What if I'm
But
going to throw
it
a
would be
theory out
much
there.
it would be much easier to go down the other route and try to recruit some 18-year-old kid with money and
In a
like Bradley
Discord
Manning
chat room?
style, right? And then to send 5,000, people to invade Fort Hood or
So-
whatever it's called now.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I watched one season. I fucking hated it. I couldn't get into it. You know that.
You know the first season's the slowest. You got to get past it.
There's
Oh,
no
anyway,
green aliens.
There's
Actually,
a
I
point.
think I got to, like,
There's a
season
point
and
in
half.
Breaking Bad where one of the major drug lords is done. He's killed. And on that laptop, there is Walter White's the main character, but there's information about Walter White and his accomplices, and they need to get this. The police have it in their hold at the building, in the police station, in their evidence locker, and they're like, "Well, we can't get into a fucking police station." So they rig up, because he's a pretty brilliant guy. He rigs up a U-Haul and buys like a giant fucking magnet from a junkyard and puts it in the back, hooks it up to like 1,000 batteries, goes and parks next to the building and sends a signal in to fucking demagnetize the hard drive and just wreck everything, right? My point is, what if they just needed to get close to the base to deploy something that we don't know about, some technology that we're not aware of?
Absolutely, 100%, and not even close to the base. I bet they got inside. I do. I think these are just the ones we caught.
And it all started with a weather balloon.
And to Greg's point, yeah, they're doing that also. They're also bribing soldiers and things of that sort. There's people getting caught doing that all the time. Well, not all the time, but sometimes. It's multifaceted. Intel is multifaceted. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Yeah. And
No, but
one of the points that was made in this article is that some of these incidents have taken place in rural parts of the country, areas that are not recognized as tourist hotspots, located far away from major airports, which officials believe lends credence to the belief that gate crashers were unlikely to be tourists.
wait,
Okay,
you
so-
go to almost any army base and it's miles away from everything.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Air
We
Force
live,
Base is not
we
so
live
much
near
'cause
one. We're the closest to an Air Force base where
Air
I
Force
live.
is spoiled, but army bases are in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, no, we're 20 fucking miles away from the gate, and this is the closest you can get to it. So yeah. They're usually out, or they're remote.
You brought up Breaking Bad. I want to bring up The Sopranos. Do you remember that show?
No,
I will go to his moment.
Never heard of The Sopranos.
Never heard of The
greatest
Sopranos.
shows of fucking all time. No, never heard of it.
So there is an actress, Drea Di Matteo.
Oh yeah,
That
I know
was
where
his
this is
daughter.
going.
You know Andrea? No, Adriana. No, that was the younger guy's wife.
I know
He
where.
was
I know
in
where
and
we're
out of
going. This
drugs.
is gonna be great.
Oh.
Keep
So,
going.
Of course, you're on. Yeah, of
I
course
was
you're
all
on
over this
one.
motherfucker.
So she's launched an OnlyFans account.
Rick, there's your $3.
Yeah, she'll get my $3. That's Drea
No,
Di
like,
Matteo.
right
Is
now,
this another frappening?
right
No,
now,
she's doing this
Rick's
intentionally.
cheeks are red as hell. Like he's excited. I can see the
Oh
excitement.
no,
in his
I am
face.
excited about this.
So have you visited this page already?
No,
or-
I keep looking to see if like there's a leak.
you keep looking.
I don't want to pay the like. I don't want it to show up on our bills. And Rachel's like, "The fuck are you paying for OnlyFans?" So I'm smart enough to just look for leaks and then like get my taste that way.
Just look her up on Twitter.
So she's over 50.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
all right,
say
she's
she
still hot.
has to be up there.
And then she's got to be hard up for money to be doing this, right? I would think.
I don't know. I mean, you have big names doing it. Was it Cardi B, right? And she made like $1 million in a day.
Cardi B's like she started off as a stripper, of course.
I'm just saying, like there are people that are using it. Actually, let me look that up. Celebrities on OnlyFans.
Oh,
Okay.
Sign up today for your free 7-day trial.
So
wait,
I
okay,
know that
so-
I know that your wife will question your bank history, but does she ever question your search history?
No.
So there
No.
was Cardi B, Carmen Electra, Bella Thorne, Denise Richards, Amber Rose. I don't even know who that is. Tyga. I don't know who that is, and Chris Brown. That sounds like
Um,
a ugly chick, Chris.
Well,
Oh,
DJ
Chris Brown
Khaled
has
was
an
Fat
OnlyFans?
Joe.
Was he just peeing on people the whole time?
That's R. Kelly.
Probably just beating people up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Amber Rose is also. That's a treat.
You're right. That was R. Kelly. But Chris Brown falls into that weird line.
Chris Brown, yeah, is assault of Rihanna.
But I can still picture him peeing on people.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
Most
with
of
it.
those
Bella
are
Thorne's
older.
a trip because she was
Most
a
of
Disney
those are
Channel.
older though, dude. To your point,
Yeah, right.
is like 50
I mean,
the
outside-
new, like 20 now.
Outside of Cardi B, Amber Rose, I would assume is younger.
She is.
Tyga, I would assume is younger because I don't know
She
who
is.
that is. Bella Thorne is younger, but she did it for like a day, right? Just as a publicity thing. Denise Richards, Carmen Electra, and Cardi, and
Well, so the other thing with Bella Thorne is she was also doing porn at the same time.
oh, was she?
Yeah, she went off the deep end for about a year where she was just doing whatever she wanted.
Oh, she went like extreme Lindsay Lohan, huh?
She made them change the policy. Like I remember Bella Thorne was the first like major name, and she leaked out, and she's the first one to make $1 million in 24 hours. She was the first. She kind of started this wave, and then you've got the Cash Me Outside girl. She's doing it. Bad
Wow.
Baby or whatever her name
Of
is.
course she is.
So
How much of a cut does OnlyFans get from these people's profiles?
I would
or
imagine a
postings or
sizable
whatever?
chunk.
I have no idea.
Because Bella Thorne made $1 million in a day. Like, how much did the OnlyFans site make in that same period? 3 million?
I
Off
don't
of
know.
Bella Thorne alone? Like,
But I wonder if it's different with celebrities because it brings so much attention to the site.
yeah, I don't know.
They might
Rick,
be
you're our
signing site
OnlyFans
contracts.
expert. What is that?
Dude, I have no idea. Like I'm looking on Reddit right now to try
Poser.
to get an idea what's going on in there.
Rick's gonna buy a burner phone, man.
Oh.
Dude, just give up your porn addiction.
I don't have an addiction, but it doesn't mean I don't want to read the menu.
So
Rick sends him DMs and he's like, here's my Starfield profile. Hit me up anytime you want to play online.
so there
You looking
There's-
for chicks with dicks?
Oh my god.
so a judge in Texas ruled over a Texas law that would have required age verification at porn sites over the First Amendment. Do
Right.
you guys think that's good?
Well, there's multiple states that try to do age restrictions on the porn.
Well, Texas is the one that this judge specifically denied it. It's gonna go to appeals. We'll see what happens there. But do you think kids should be? Should people have to present ID to access porn sites?
So here's the thing. I think it's kind of stupid because kids aren't dumb. They're smarter than we are. You're literally trying to outsmart a generation that was born into this. Like these lawmakers are like, well, we'll just put age verification. And the kids are like, well, I'll just buy a VPN, you fucking idiot. And then it doesn't matter anymore. So
How would the VPN get them a ID?
It's not hard to get past that verification.
Well,
Because not all of them are
also
making you show an ID. And a lot of these places, a lot of the like Pornhub's a big advocate of trying to find a different way of doing this, right? And I can't believe
Pornhub is?
Pornhub like what they're advocating for is, of course, we don't want kids on this site.
I don't know.
Right?
There's
they
child
don't
porn on that
also-
website.
They're against the age verification because they understand that one, it takes away the anonymity that adults are looking for.
But
Two,
why do they need that?
anonymity?
Yes.
I mean, how many people are going to be like, hey guys, my history's out there and I've been looking at Brazilian fart porn for the last 6 months. It's fucking awesome. You know, like nobody.
But they already know that.
sometimes
They already
people
know
have
that.
kinks. It's their private sexual
But they already
life.
know that.
Hmm?
They already know what you're looking at.
Yeah, no, they do.
Yes.
They do.
Right.
But the rest of the people, the world doesn't know that, right? It's like it's the same
But
thing.
that's the same thing with
Well,
the
it's
age.
like that.
That's the
Well,
same thing with the ID, right?
What was that one like adult oriented like cheaters website that like
Amanda
went through that?
Knox. No, what the fuck was it called? Ashley
went to-
Madison.
Yeah, Ashley Madison, and then they got hacked
Yeah.
because people were like, "Oh, look at all these cheaters, and here's all their info." I think Anonymous hacked them like
Yeah,
3
Anonymous
different
hacked them,
times.
and then they
Why is
started
that a
holding.
bad
They were
thing?
doing ransom.
Why are we
on
upset about
on
that?
customers.
Why would we
No.
be upset about that? That's
No,
great.
what I'm saying
Good.
is that
Good
there
for
was
Anonymous.
no, what I'm saying is
You're-
that
you're
Ashley
not hearing what
Madison
you're saying.
took it to court
Yeah.
for privacy concerns, saying that, you know, all their client members, you know, all their shit got breached, right? Like credit card statements, addresses, some of that. And they ended up winning in court. Ashley Madison did.
Okay.
And I think they had to like settle for like, you know, the people who got their stuff breached or whatever. So there was like an out-of-pocket settlement to that. But no, I mean, dude, Anonymous they're a fucking bunch of beasts, dude. Like don't fuck with Anonymous. They will fuck you up,
But
right?
yeah, and
But-
what I'd be
but
concerned about is
staying
not
on point
anonymous,
here-
but the Chinese, those that those African countries that are very good at hacking and getting personal information,
Okay.
using it against you. It's one thing.
But they can
look. We
track
don't
that-
have to
they-
agree with.
okay,
Hang
so
on, we don't have
most
to
people-
agree with Ashley Madison, right? We don't. I'm not saying I agree with what that site was, but someone going to Pornhub and getting their rocks off, however they feel like they need to, based on the content on Pornhub, but then having that used against them. What if you're like a fucking high school teacher and
here-
you
that
know you're
can
like, I
already
don't
be
need my.
done.
You're still talking over. Hang on, let me finish my point because it's going to get muddled in the sound here. My point is, if you're a high school teacher, you're somebody that just you have your thing and you handle it on your own in your own private business, you know. Now all of a sudden I had to go and give, register and give you my driver's license number and do this and that and this. Now somebody gets that information, they hack it, right? Somebody is capable of getting that information, and then they hold it against you and say, hey, you're going to give me your life savings, or I'm going to make sure you don't have a job. I'm going to make sure everybody knows your kinks, because to some people it might be embarrassing. I don't give a fuck if you look at my history when I go and look at something like that. I'm a man. Yeah, you're going to see a whole lot of milk.
I'm a him
I don't give a fuck. So yeah, but I mean, like, my point is, there are people that would respect our privacy, everybody's privacy on these sites and certain sites.
Okay.
So to me, I don't think the registration it's not as effective as they think it's going to be, because kids are too smart. The solution that I have, the solution that I would recommend is be a better fucking parent and understand that these kids can get to this from any fucking thing. You give them a cell phone, you give them the internet, they have capability. You better know how to control it. There are many, many controls out there that are possible to be. I know my daughter's 15.
You just told me that this generation is smarter than Silicon Valley tech gurus, but
Silicon,
you can ask
not silicone.
Whatever.
Those are titties.
Same thing. We're talking about porn.
Makes sense.
So, but you can outsmart your daughter. The tech industry cannot.
I don't have to outsmart my daughter.
But
I started from a very young age with my daughter. When she started getting to be able to view content, I think it started with YouTube videos, right? And she's watching fucking kids' YouTube videos. It was very controlled. By the time she got her own cell phone, we were very upfront. Hey, I'm going to put a monitor on your phone, right? I have a monitor on your laptop when you get your laptop. You have access to the internet, but first, it does have parental logins on there. So I'm going to get notified if you try to go to something inappropriate. You just told me that
the kids can go around that.
Yeah, some kids are going to be smart enough. You're right. But if it starts in the home, and that's something that you should love because you were preaching about this last week, if it starts in the home with proper parenting and understanding that you have a responsibility to that child to make sure that they don't get into shit they shouldn't see at a younger age, right? They shouldn't be in there. I don't believe any kid should be in a porn site. 100%. But kids are smart. We were smart when we were teenagers. We didn't have porn sites like this.
No.
We had fucking Playboys and stupid shit, but we still found a way to get them, right?
We found a way to get them.
Right.
But it wasn't
at this
the
wide
way it
scale.
is today.
Like, literally right now, I could tell you right now, if you go to a fucking high school or something like that and you say, hey, kid, how many parents do you think actually have enough controls on their phone to keep them out of porn? I guarantee you 90% of them are going to be like, oh, I can get onto porn right now.
We had to go on channel 60 and watch Skinemax and wait for like a titty to pop up and be
everybody
like
asleep.
The snow, right? Like,
I'm gonna watch the Red Shoe Diaries
through like the gray lines, and you're
right.
Like, is that titty?
Taxi Cab
Oh, titty.
or something like that?
Yeah,
real sex.
But just that barrier, right? I mean, because kids are horny, right? Like they're gonna find a way to find that porn. They're gonna find a way to get that material. But the issue is when it's overly readily available, when it's just at your fingertips.
I don't disagree with you, but
and so I think age verification is important, and I actually agree with you
hold on.
that we should go further with this, and phones should we should have phones that marketed are just for kids.
Jitterbugs for kids. I said this like 2 years ago. I was like, why aren't there jitterbugs for kids where you can be like, motherfucker, you get to call home, you get to check your emails, you get to fucking, get the GPS. That's it. Jitterbug for kid. Big buttons. Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Kids
I'm not
can still
that.
work around it though. But how is the age verification going to work? Because if you look at age verification sites now, so like for example, you guys all know I'm a gamer. I love video games. So on like some video game sites, when they have trailers, like for example, Mortal Kombat, you go on their site, and in order for you to watch this trailer, you got to put in your date of birth. And there's nobody verifying anything. You literally just scroll into the dates. You could put whatever fucking date and birth date you want, and then they go, okay,
you would have to
boom,
scan the back of your ID with the barcode. There's a barcode in the back of your ID which they can scan to verify you.
So stupid, you know.
And who's to say they can't go and grab Pop's fucking driver's license? What I mean,
Very true. Yeah,
that's not very hard.
Or
to go look at
mom's
mom's
driver's
purse.
license.
Yeah.
Let's be fair and equal here, woke Rick.
Or them day.
or them day. Yes.
Yeah. It just says X under gender, and Duper's losing his shit.
Well, because it's not a gender. It's not a real thing. It's made up.
Look, I'm not. One day we'll have a gender
So
talk.
hold on, Lee. You're on Pornhub right now. Did you have to verify your age when you were on Pornhub?
No, because they already have me.
Have you? Oh, do they? How do they have you?
I'm on the site, dude.
I wish I can have you.
Yeah, you do.
Mm.
Just go on Pornhub. You can find me.
Sweet. What's your tag?
I'll send it to you discreetly.
Just me?
Yep.
The whole world wants to know, though. They really do.
They're not gonna find it.
They want to see more of that beautiful
I think the
face
privacy argument's very weak because they already know who you are and what you're looking at, and they can pinpoint that down to who you are. 100% they can.
No, they can. You have to accept that you're giving up some kind of privacy when you go to a Pornhub or whatever.
Right. So if they're
Any
the ones
site.
verifying the ID, then where's
they're
the
not
additional...
they're not the one verifying the ID. The states are actually, like in Utah, they use a third-party app that you have to log into, give them all your information, and then you get it's almost like an authenticator.
Well,
you use that.
Okay. So I do that for my military stuff. Greg has an account just like that.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because I have to do that. But you're talking about an authenticator. That's a little different. But I was just using it as an example.
But it would be the same.
It
would be the same thing. It would be exactly the same thing.
So the authenticator gives you random numbers. It doesn't hold your information. It's not the same thing.
It would be the same thing. Yeah.
It's totally not the same thing.
It
An
could
authenticator
very well
again,
be the same thing.
Somewhere you have to give your personal information. When I need to log into Equip or
verify my
any government system, when I log into a government system, it's not asking me for my personal information on the authenticator. It's asking me to authenticate that I can log into the system, because that's all an authenticator does, is give you a random series of numbers that regenerates every 45 seconds or so. That's different.
There's information I had to put into a website that authenticates that I am a veteran. And then that gives me access to other websites.
That was a VA website.
That's different. And you're telling me that a government website cannot work. And yet we have government websites that do
What
this
are they
already.
going to hack in the VA website that's going to let us all know that you actually secretly look at a lot of penis on
what's even more impactful than that is they have all my medical records.
Yeah, but nobody cares. We all know you're broken.
So, but HIPAA records, things like that used to matter to us, right? And so that could have a detrimental effect on employment, things of that sort. So yeah, there's sensitive data there.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like that's also
even more
argument.
sensitive data than you looking at midget porn, right? So you look at midget porn. All right, dude, fine. But if you're, why are you on the internet looking at porn? First off, I think it's rot for your brain. But then secondly, why are you looking at porn that you're going to be shameful? Like, isn't that just kind of pinpointing or going back to like the root of porn? Porn is shameful in some manner, right? And so why are you even looking at it in the first place? If you feel that you're that ashamed of it, why not be able to put that out in the open, whatever you're looking at on there?
That is the dumbest statement I've ever heard. No offense, but that's ridiculous. First of all, porn is a taboo, regardless, because there are people out there that think it rots their brains. So culture says this is unacceptable, the popular culture. So yes, they closet it. It's actually something that happens across the world for many other things. It's funny because we just made a gender joke, but that's another one right there. Sometimes popular culture doesn't line up with what your personal, non-harmful feelings are and interests are. And yeah, you want to maybe keep them to yourself, because it could affect your job, because you have somebody that's like an uber Christian boss. And you're like, God damn, dude, if he hears that I even looked at Pornhub, he's going to fire me. And I'm not doing anything wrong at work. I'm a great employee. But if he hears it, right? Like that's the shit that you have to avoid. So why can't you have something private and personal in your life, regardless of how taboo it is?
So
that's
the
your private personal shit. It's not breaking any laws.
The trade-off for you to look at porn is to allow children free access to porn.
That's not the trade-off.
That is the trade-off. That's
No.
the trade-off that you're asking for right now.
Responsibility, personal accountability to your family and your child.
That is
an
factor.
answer.
Is one factor.
That is the main factor.
I would say it's a big factor. Yeah.
To be a good parent, and now I'm using good, and that might be different. Good's different for every parent, but I'm telling you, if a parent understands that their kids shouldn't see that shit, then their kids aren't going to see that shit. That's what should be happening. That doesn't happen, but that's what should be happening. You should be taking care of that. And kids, again, are going to look at porn. It's not uncommon for a fucking 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid to look at porn.
But when you look at so much
shit,
porn,
right?
That is what you think sex is, and then you don't actually want relationship status is like countries like Japan don't even have a replacement level birth rate. We don't have a replacement level birth rate. People are getting into less and less relationships because they're just finding that in porn. They're finding it in the future in AI.
Man,
they're not going to have interpersonal
When I was 15 years old, I was looking at porn all the time, jacking off like 10 times a day because I could, right? That's a fucking kid. But I've been with the same woman for 20 fucking years.
He was at the Burning Man tent.
That's exactly. I had my own orgy dome. But my point is, I looked at all that porn, and somehow I'm in a 20-year relationship, and I don't have a fucking problem. I don't think that that's entirely true. I think that the extreme pornography is an issue when you see something beyond what that your brain can't. You're not capable, right, at that age. You shouldn't see certain things. Like you shouldn't see someone fucking, you don't watch the Donkey Show, right? That's a little extreme. But kids are going to see porn. It is what it is.
So you
have to accept that.
So I'm just trying to understand your statement here. So you think kids should have free access to porn and only parents should be the only thing stopping kids from accessing porn?
I think that if there is a responsible and logical gateway, 100% we should be doing it. I think that what they're planning on doing now is not going to work. That's it. That's not effective.
And then you said that there's extreme porn on the internet that kids should not be exposed to. You felt that way,
of course.
So
and that's what we're talking about, right?
How do we put a safe gate in place of that?
So
because I mean I'm gonna try to understand your point here. So you think some porn is okay for kids, but that extreme porn is not okay for kids?
Well, I like that you're trying to twist the argument that way. It's going to go back around to the same fucking argument. Responsible parenting is going to be the most critical item here is responsible fucking parenting. So what the corporations are going to do, they want to make money and they want clicks. You can't. You're relying on lobbyists, politicians, and corporations to parent.
I'm just trying to understand how we.
That is crazy to me because they don't give a fuck. So it comes down to responsible parenting. That's the bottom line.
What is your line? I want to know what your line is. So missionary sex,
my line.
Okay, but beastie. Oh no, not your personal line, but
I was gonna say
with children watching porn. Yeah, I don't want to know about your
that
line.
line is pretty extensive, baby.
Look, if my 15-year-old son got into a Playboy and he saw, because honestly Playboy was mild compared to what you can get today, right?
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, you see some naked girls, you see a couple naked people. It's just basic stuff, nothing absurd. Yeah, great. You looked at a hot body, she was naked, and it was what you need. That's, you're a kid, you're going to discover this. Right. I'm not against that. Now, if you tell me that they're watching some kind of like what do they call that, Greg? What do they call it? You have like videos. They're like the stuff that's kind of banned, or because they like abuse each other, and it's like really bad smut porn.
I don't have videos porn. Of that. What the fuck are you talking
weird
about?
Shit that you're into. You're a sub.
Oh my God.
But
so Rick, let me flip the script.
What if it was extreme, right?
What if it was your daughter viewing porn?
Doing
you okay
porn?
with that? Viewing. Not doing and viewing are two totally different.
Okay,
things.
I was going to say there's a difference.
No, because that's actually an interesting question, because the more you normalize porn to a child, a girl specifically, right? We'll talk. Well, we're specifying a girl in this situation because it hits home with you a little bit more. But the more you normalize porn, the more comfortable they get with it, which could lead them into that field, right?
It could. If she's of legal age and she's making that decision, I don't ever have to see it. Whatever, it's your career. Be safe, please. That's it. It's,
But I think you got to look at the larger aspect too. Is that yes, there is a stigma, right? Like there's a stigma of men versus women, right? Like men doing porn, you're like, oh yeah, look at that dude, fuck that chick, right? But a chick doing porn, right, is like, oh, she's a fucking slut, she's a whore, she's a fucking horrible human being, right? And then look at now revenge porn, right? Look at how many people, and I've always said, never take pictures of me or anybody I'm with naked. I've never done it. Never will. That's the best piece of advice because, like Rick says, once it's out there, it's fucking out there, right? And you never know, right? But look at the scores of women who have tried to be nice and taking a pic of their titties to show to their fucking husband while their husband is on a fucking business trip, or whoever, right? Trying to be nice, and then they get into a fight or they break up, and then as revenge, you have revenge porn, and then now not only that, but it's, other people get word about it. Oh, hey, bro. Hey, Rick, did you check out this chick? Look at dude. And then like fucking like, oh, I know that girl. And then now she can't get a job because fucking she's the victim of revenge porn. Right. And there's no laws against it. There
is laws against revenge porn.
There are, but it's still in its infancy. Not all 50 states have laws against revenge porn. Yeah. So, so you also got that whole aspect too. And to be clear, I don't fucking have smut videos, Rick, you fucking ding dong. No.
Maybe it was Lee I was thinking about.
You're going to get me fired from my job. Like, hey, Greg, come here.
Actually, Lee makes the porn, so it's different.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, completely different.
Just Lee, like, how does the world treat you with all the porn that you've made?
No different than they would if I didn't do it.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't done it in a long time. That was his Candy Kid days.
So, oh, yeah.
No, don't you fucking start with that.
That was
bullshit.
His Burning Man Candy Kid days?
Yeah, Candy Kid days.
When he was in the orgy tent for fucking 12 hours straight.
Yeah. It was quite the fucking tent, though, I'll tell you what.
All.
We're going to EDC, bro.
Greg,
not entertained?
Greg brought up an interesting point about, slut shaming versus, the high fives that the guys would get, right? And I think that the society has actually gone the wrong direction with that, right? Is we should shame the guys too. Like it shouldn't not. That should not be the direction that our culture goes in, where we're congratulating these guys for these acts. Like that's not the way.
Acts. You're talking about pornography, sex?
Yes.
So what's the oldest occupation on the planet?
That's a fucking lie, dude. The truth would probably be like farming, no, hunting, gathering.
Gathering's not an occupation. I can't fucking put that on a resume. What'd you do the last 5 years from 2015 to 2020? Gathered.
Yeah, but you know what? You would have been used to a Burning Man, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Oldest occupation. Which one's paying off after a Burning Man?
Jesus Christ.
or the prostitute.
No, but the point is, pornography's been around for thousands of years. As long as humans have been around, we've wanted to get our rocks off. That's not. I understand from and seriously, I'm not trying to say this disrespectfully, but I understand from a conservative point of view that this is inappropriate now. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's human nature, and it's been around for.
We're not a big fan of children watching porn. We're not big fans of children.
Nobody's a fan of children watching porn.
But then I don't understand your argument.
What argument? That it's not going to be an effective measure?
What is the progressive argument?
Why would you spend that much money on something that's not going to be effective? Why not put that money towards proper parenting, education to the kids, maybe starting to figure out how to develop the jitterbug for children? Like
that.
Where's that? Where's that shit? Put that money into that shit where it might actually do something for them, right? Like
you got to take baby steps with you crazy progressives, man.
Yeah, but
you guys are already.
This is not effective. That's my point. It's an ineffective baby step, and it costs money for nothing.
You're already fighting like. Oh, I need to keep my identity from the porn that I watch online.
Yeah.
But they already know. Like it already exists. They already know what you're looking at. And it's no different.
No.
All right.
No.
So, speaking of looking, is there something else we can look at for this podcast?
I have a fun article here.
Oh, as fun as porn?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, man. All right, let's see.
This is gonna be. We're gonna take a break after this one.
I got this. This is. It's gonna stay within the theme of the day.
Sex. Okay.
So, this was according to the New York Post. My wife has a terminal illness. She wants sex with her ex one last time. So this guy, according to this article, a heartbroken husband says his wife's dying wish was to sleep with her ex one more time. posting on Reddit 2 years ago. Blah 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 blah. But she has
2
terminal.
years ago.
Yeah, she has a terminal disease. She's projected to live at most 9 months. And he says that he was very supportive. He was a good husband. He was taking care of her this entire time. And then her dying wish was to sleep with her ex. Dude, how would you react to that situation?
I'd say sure, you can do it in 8.5 months.
Well, she's why?
Rick's like, you could do it when you're on hospice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, dude.
That's kind of fucked though, right?
Right.
So that means, so how long were they married?
Oh, let me see that. That's
Does
a
it
good
say?
question, but go ahead and say.
So
You wanna
all
talk?
these years that they supposedly had sex, right? She's saying that
She was
her
thinking about him
last-
the whole time.
that exactly, right? That his sex wasn't good enough and she wanted the other guy the whole time.
What if
But-
it's now,
But everything
devil's
else he
advocate-
did, she was okay with.
Devil's advocate here. What if it has nothing to do with the current husband and his performance in bed, but she wants to feel close to that other person one last time as well?
I can't find it in the article right this moment, but it was because she never felt more physically closer to any person besides that ex.
Oh, then fuck her. Yeah, 8.5 months.
But like in a physical way, right? Because emotionally she's attached to this husband, right? But physically she's attached to this.
So what does she
guy.
want the husband in the room? Is he going to be a cuck? Does he have to watch this?
I don't know.
Here's my terminal wife getting fucked by her ex-husband. I'm right here. Maybe he can live stream it.
So Lee, were you this girl's ex-husband?
Why would you put that on me?
I'm just asking. I don't know if it was or not.
No, I can't say I was.
So Lee, if that was you, if you were the ex, would you do it?
Yep.
No shame in your game.
No shame
So-
in my game.
So when he asked her why,
Good to know.
But would I
He
do
said-
what?
Oh, now you want
Sleep with a dying
clarification.
woman that has 9 months to live.
Would you have sex with the dying girl?
No.
And then who proposes this to him? Like, does the husband come over and he's like, "Hey, Frank, I know it's been a little while.
No, it's Lee.
Anyways, Amanda, she's got about 9 months to live, and she wants you to put it in her ass one last time. I don't know. Yeah, like
Right.
who does this?
do you have to go through? Do you have to go through the Make a Wish Foundation and then they reach out to
Ooh.
him?
Hopefully,
I
it
think
takes
Make a
8.5
Wish is
months.
just for
Like,
kids, dude. I don't think.
Do you think
I
they
don't
show
th-
him with balloons and shit and the guy?
I don't think they have Make a
They
Wish
pop
adults,
a balloon
dude.
and he pops out. He's all fucking dick waving his shit.
Naked man, just super happy.
So, like, and
then-
here's the
then
thing,
that
right?
dude
Do
has
you
to tell his
really
wife,
think?
he's like, "Hey, honey, it is her dying wish."
I mean, and
I
the
gotta go fill this out. I'm sorry, Greg.
the ex, how does he feel about this? Like,
Yeah,
well,
has the
good
ex moved
Lord.
on? Does he have a wife?
I don't know. It doesn't
No?
say anything about the ex.
Um,
To me, dude, this is gonna sound cold, but I'd be done with her at that point, man. Like, you come to me with that bullshit on your deathbed. Like, obviously, you were never that connected to me, and you do not respect me. Like, you
Oh,
do not respect.
You know
our
what though?
relationship.
Do they have an open relationship? Did it say that?
No, he's very clear that it hurts him. So I would assume not.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
No.
assume not.
Now, because here's my thought, right? If they were to do it, right? I guarantee you, it's probably not just going to be that one time. She's going to want to do it as many times as she can before
Well,
she dies.
Until she's dead.
Yeah. Exactly.
fuck me to
No,
death.
no. She's like, God,
Jesus Christ.
oh, it's good. No.
It's
can't
like a
smoke,
French
you have lung
neo-noir
cancer.
black and white movie.
Yeah.
I want you to
No.
fuck me until I die.
To me, dude, that's the end of the relationship right there. I don't, dude. She doesn't
Technically,
respect
the
him at all.
relationship's coming to an end anyway. So what does it
Right.
matter?
Ouch.
Yeah.
But what if she's rich and like he's in the will? Like,
What if she's leaving a bunch of money?
Doesn't matter.
And what if they have kids?
She's gonna be gone anyway, right? I mean, might as well get the kids used to it.
But do you want to put the kids through a divorce right before mom dies?
Do you
No,
necessarily
you
have
let
a
her fuck
divorce
her
at
way
that
out of
point?
it, and you go off and fuck your way out of it. Who gives a shit at that point?
I don't like this conversation. This is
Hmm.
it's an
Morbid.
uncomfortable
Rick's all
conversation.
about porn,
Morbid
but he's
and
not
weird.
about fucking people's wives.
No. No, I'm not.
Hey, you want to spend your last 6 months doing something that you miss? Cool.
Well,
go
well,
for
would
it.
you-
I'm gonna
would
go out
you-
on the town. See ya.
How would you feel if your wife came to you with that though? Like, for those 9 months, would you look at her the same?
No, probably
No.
not. But you're
It's
already
funny
looking at
because
her
you
different
can't.
anyways because you only got 9 months left with her.
you
But those
hear
9
you hear
months,
stories.
like you in your mind, you go from cherishing each one of those last days that you have with her, right? Like you're probably giving all you have, right? You're coming home as soon as you can every day. You're caring for her with all your heart, and then you have this bombshell dropped on you. Like, dude, that's a mind fuck, man. That really messes with you tremendously. It's like, here I am giving you all this love and support, and then you're thinking about fucking this other dude.
Did
This
she,
whole
by
time?
chance, did she reciprocate this? I say, hey, I want you to go sow your oats as well. I want you to be happy.
Oh, I'm sure she manipulated him into that. It doesn't say, but I'm sure it started off with,
So-
after I die, you should be with other women, blah 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 blah. But before I die, I do want to fuck this other dude.
So this
there's
happened
that.
2 years ago.
The post was posted 2 years ago. Yeah.
So did they say what the outcome was? Did she
no
go
no.
along with it?
Well, the outcome was she died.
Well,
Boom.
Well,
what
no
if there was a
shit.
miracle, Duper, and the cancer went away? So he lets this happen, and then
Yeah.
the cancer goes away. And she's like, "Guess what, honey? I'm in remission." Like, how do you face her again?
So they don't say if she did it or not in the
No,
article.
it doesn't say. And to be
Well,
honest, I mean, it's a Reddit article, so it
Clickbait.
might not even be real,
Clickbait
right? It-
Reddit.
but it's an interesting thought experiment, right?
I don't know. I mean,
That's
I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put
So here's the
anything
thing.
past anybody, but I don't.
There's a
see
lot of
that
people
happening.
in today's society, right? Where they have strong physical connections with some people and strong emotional
Mhm.
connections with other.
right,
So obviously she had a strong physical connection with this other person,
right.
right? But emotionally she was attached to her husband.
Perhaps, or she's settled and he had moved on from her.
Possibly,
what
but we
type
don't know that
of-
scenario.
What type
But
of
that's
connection do you
not-
have with me, Lee?
But now
Oh,
that's
you are all physical, my friend.
that's always
Oh,
going to be in the husband's head
yeah.
now.
But
Dude,
when you're
What?
given that kind of circumstance, right? And you're sitting there and you're looking at your wife and she tells you this,
Mhm.
right? Given that it's her last dying wish, pretty much,
Yeah.
is that gonna ruin your emotional connection when all she wants is this last physical connection that she had once upon a time before she goes out? Knowing that her emotional connection with you will never be hindered and she'll
But you
always
don't
love you
know that.
until the day
You
she
don't know
dies.
that.
You do
Because
know
you
that.
always assume
She's
you-
dying. She has no
you
problem
all-
telling you otherwise.
You always assume, well, because maybe she needs the physical support while you're there while she's dying because she doesn't want to die alone, right? And that's the only reason why she's keeping you around.
If you have a person who's willing to tell you what she told him, she's probably willing to tell you other things as well.
If it's a woman or
She
a
just
person,
she just looked at you
because,
and
I mean,
said, "Hey, I want to fuck this other guy
This-
before
this-
I
this
die."
could be
You
a
don't
man
think
or a
she's
woman.
capable of looking at you and saying, "By the way, I don't love you. I settled."
I think she's. I don't because I think she's
do.
deeply selfish, right? And she's
Okay,
only thinking
maybe.
about herself, right? And so if you're in this mindset where it's only about me, well, I want this physical interaction with this man, but I also want you to take care of me until I die. It's all about her. It's all about the self.
I could see that, but I think I'm more on to something, to be honest with you.
I don't think so. Not one bit.
I can agree with you,
Mhm.
but not agree with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
just know that when I die, I don't want to have sex with any of you. So I just want to let that be clear right now.
But
Well, I'm going to
It's
scratch
going
that
to
off the list of
happen,
things I
so-
thought you'd want. So
I
that
mean,
fucking sucks.
I mean, if something changes, Rick, I'll let you know. But and if I had to choose, it would have to be Josh, and he's not on the show. So
no one even
Yeah.
knows who
That's my
Josh is.
Just want a mustache ride.
yes, beard ride.
Nah,
All
I'd,
right.
I'd probably pick one of my gay friends because they know how to love a man.
Mm.
You guys don't
Rick, any closing thoughts?
know. Yeah.
You don't think I
if-
know? I know.
No, no.
Oh, I can help you out, bud.
Wait. Okay. So there's another bombshell that connects to all of this as well.
Wait, you just said closing
what do you mean?
thoughts.
I
Yeah,
know,
you
but
said,
then
"What are
now
your
you
closing
connected it to this
thoughts?"
one.
Well,
And it's
save
a
this
good
one. Oh,
lead-in.
save this one for the next show so that they have
On
to
the next
listen.
show, we might talk about, because we get very distracted, we might talk about Barack Obama's former gay lover coming out and testifying on a TV show.
Oh my
That-
god, on a TV show,
Oh
not a
God,
court.
was it on
That's not
fucking Judge
testifying.
Judy?
No, even if Rick will have a great laugh at who it came out on.
All right, let's end
Um,
this.
Who it
Let's talk
came out
about
on.
Goodbye.
Catch
Info at
us on our next show.
takewarning.network. Hit us up on all our social medias. Comment, like, subscribe. Love you.
Lee, you got anything else?
No, we already said bye.
All right. Did you say bye?
Yeah,
You said bye.
everyone said bye.
Congratulations on surviving another episode of the Take Warning podcast. Link up with fellow survivors on our social media platforms and send us an email at info@takewarning.network to send your survivor messages with the crew. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and comment on your podcast platform. This lets us know you care, and like your mom, sharing is caring.